Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I picked myself up a new shop stool. I needed one for my RC shop down in the basement. So, interesting story, I guess. We'll talk about it before we get into this. I went to another store local in town and was looking at a shop stool that they offered. I'm not gonna name names because I'm not trying to crap on any other company or brand or whatever. I'm not trying to do that. So anyway, I had a coupon for a shop stool from this other store. So I went to that store and they had one of their stools on display, but it was at the end of like a product rack, if that makes sense. And then it was halfway sitting on like their product racks were sitting on these elevated pads, probably to protect the floor. But anyway, they were like an inch thick. So their display model was like half on this pad, half off onto the floor. And then it was butted up against the rack and then zip tied to the rack. Like, apparently the fear was that somebody was going to walk in and grab this shop stool with a backrest. I mean, the thing was probably this tall. Somebody's going to walk in, throw that stool over their shoulder and walk right out the front door with it, I guess. So their security measure was to zip tie this thing to the rack so that nobody could move it. I was there to buy one of these stools. It came in multiple colors. Color's not the point here. So an employee walked by and was real polite, like, "Sir, can I help you?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm kind of interested in one of these stools. I'd like to cut, or have you, I guess, I'd like you to cut those two zip ties off so we can move the stool away from the rack on level ground, and then I can sit in it and see if it's what I'm looking for," right? Like, you have a display, I kind of want to test drive the stool, I guess, if you will, before I just pick one up. I didn't think that was too much to ask. So anyway, the employee looks at me and he goes, "Boy, I don't know." And I looked at him and I was like, "I mean, you're joking, right?" And then he was like, "Hold on a minute." And he gets on this little microphone pinned to his chest. And I can only assume that he's speaking to like a store manager at this point. And he says, "I've got a customer over here at the shop stool display, and he wants the zip ties cut off so he can sit in the chair and see if he likes it." And then he's got like an earbud in, so I can't hear the other side of the conversation, but I have some assumptions. And then all of a sudden he's repeating himself again. So I can only assume that the person on the other end is like, "What did you just ask me?" So he repeats himself. "I've got a customer over here in aisle blah. He wants me to cut the zip ties off our display so he can sit in the stool and see if he likes it." And then he looks at me and he goes, "Sorry, man, we're not going to be able to do that." And I was like, "You're kidding me. Like, you are kidding me." And then, Nah, sorry, that's not something. You sell packages of zip ties for $2 on the end cap right there. Like, put new zip ties on, let's just cut those. Whatever. Anyway, that's the rant. I didn't buy the stool. I said, "Look, man, I'm not buying it then. I'm not going to buy it. So, sorry, you won't cut 2 plastic zip ties so that I can try the thing out. I'm not buying the stool then." And I left. So that's that rant. And then I got home and fortune shining down. I love DeWalt, by the way. I jump online and I have an email from my local hardware store, which is just down the street. And they're doing 20% off their entire store that specific day from 5 at night to 8 at night, and they're calling it Ladies' Night. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect. They only had 2 of these in stock. I grabbed my wife. I said, look, at 5 o'clock, we're driving to Baumgart's. This is what I need you to go in and buy. It's Ladies' Night. I'm getting 20% off. Teamwork makes the dream work. So this is the stool I got. And it's obviously far better quality than the one I was looking at. Anyway, we're not here for that. That was my story. I was kind of mad, honestly. That's crap. So anyway, let's open up this shop stool. What is this? This is the, where's my model? The DXSTFH030 30-inch swivel shop stool from DeWalt. What are we opening it with? DeWalt. So we'll just cut right into her. Okay. There we go. There we go. And this thing is pretty much pre-assembled. So out with the stand. That is excellent. That's very sturdy, well built. I like it. You get some flyers, a little owner's manual probably telling you how to put the stool together, and then some product deals in case you want to buy something more. Then we have the seat, nicely packaged. DeWalt branding, nice soft seat. Very cool. And then one more box in here, this little guy. Let's just do that. And I can only assume that this is going to be the swivel hardware or bracket hardware. We'll call it the swivel. And that's exactly what it is. And there is some hardware. And it looks like they give you an Allen key. Oh, hey, DeWalt. That's what I'm talking about. We'll get into that in a second. I love that. So, here's your swivel. Kind of stiff. Probably be much better once you get to sitting on it. But that's going to mount on top here. All right. So before we attach the seat, the 4 legs, this whole base is already put together for you. Solid steel, nice cage for storing tools or anything you need below the seat. It is leveling, but only on one leg. So one foot, if you can see that here, has an adjustable foot so that you can level the stool if it's sitting on an unlevel surface. You can adjust one leg and kind of take some of the shake out of it. So let's go ahead and install the swivel. We're going to turn it so that it's like that. Then we'll be able to do these 4 into the top of the base, Then we can flip the whole thing upside down on top of the actual seat, and from the underside, we should be able to get the bottom ones. Now, what was I pumped about in this little bag? You were curious? I don't know if other manufacturers do this, but DeWalt apparently does. I have the DeWalt gyroscopic 8-volt screw gun. I love this thing. It's daily use around here. So when I opened this, I instantly saw that these were Allen's. All right, I'm back. Sorry, there was an interruption. A phone call came in that I had to take. So anyway, as I was saying, when I opened this, I noticed that these were Allen head screws. And I was like, dang it, I have a Phillips bit. I don't have any 1/4-inch drive Allen heads that fit this. But lo and behold, inside the plastic hardware bag is an Allen key to do it by hand. But what else do they include? A 1/4-inch drive Allen key. Huh. Like they knew I already owned this tool and it's what I wanted to use to put this stool together. So they put one in the box for me. How about that? Thank you, DeWalt. Look at this. So take my take my swivel plate, put it on here, line the holes up. And we're just going to get them all started. Awesome. So now, what we can do is take our nice seat, flip it upside down, and it's already got all the screws in it. And these are just threaded inserts into probably what's just some particle board. So I am gonna dial it down to a clutch because I don't want to bust those out. And then we can just flip our stool upside down onto the top of this. Line our holes up. And then let's say that these legs were in the way, we could take our gyroscopic screw gun, turn it to that mode, and boom, this thing's done. Should we take it for a test drive? Oh man, look at this. I'm tickled, man. That's awesome. So, yeah, there you have it, man. That's the DeWalt shop stool. They do make another one that's got like a little bit of a lumbar support and it's on wheels, but I don't think it sits as high. I didn't want that one. I didn't want wheels. I wanted it stationary, if that's the word I'm looking for. But anyway, I'm super pumped. This thing is awesome. Yeah, couldn't be happier. So, hope you liked the story. It was just a crap deal, but look at what came of it. Whew. Awesome. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.